So, heyo neighbors. I've been offline for 2 weeks. This is the first episode back. I'm actually finishing this episode and recording it from Tennessee. I'm doing a harvest host stay. You'll hear about that next week. But I've been off for 2 weeks because there's some personal things going on. And so like a lot of people in the country, in your town, your family, friends, my wife and I are choosing to get divorced. Everything is amicable and whatnot. But in the last 2 weeks I've been moving out. I am now a full-time RVer. So given how much I travel for festivals, starting from February on through, well, now, so it's November, I'm in a camper a lot, just about every other weekend. So it just made sense for me to find a local campground that's near Columbus so I can be around my son, but also, not have to pay for storage for the camper, not have to, pay for rent for an apartment. So I'm up at Berkshire Lake Campground, which is a beautiful little campground up north of Columbus, about 30 minutes in Galloway, Ohio. Angus is with me, and we have rebuilt the camper into a media studio. I'll be doing a lot of stuff from this camper, but my plan is to stay there for the next year. What's interesting about the full-time RV thing is that I've already met a lot of people, and in our area, Intel is putting in a great big plant up north of Columbus. It's a big economic thing, and this entire campground is full of construction workers, all kinds of different people. My neighbor is a finance guy who's here for the Intel project. And so there's all these mobile professionals that are working from their campers that, like being outside in the woods. But I wake up every morning and I take Angus on a walk, and there's deer and there's trees and there's woods. I've got a campsite in the woods with a great fire pit and, a little outdoor entertaining area. So, and I've already met neighbors. I've already met a bunch of neighbors. I don't know if they know what I do yet. Maybe they will soon. But it's pretty cool. So Berkshire, if you're interested in becoming a sponsor of Music Festivals Podcast, I'm living at one of your campgrounds. So yeah, that's what's going on. We're okay. A lot of people go through it, but that's why I've been off for the last couple weeks, and hopefully that's the end of it, right? I think I got everything settled now to the point where we can get back to regular programming as promised, because there's a lot of shit that's going to happen in 2026 for festivals in different areas. We got some people joining the team, and I'm heading down to Florida to live stream for a whole weekend with a bunch of collaborators, Daniel Donato, my homies at Mountain Grass Unit. It's going to be a hell of a good time, so I'm excited as hell. Thanks for tuning in, and thanks for not giving up on Music Festivals Podcast. I put a lot into this because it's a lot of fun. I hope it's a lot of fun for you too. Hey neighbors, welcome to the Music Festivals Podcast. This is the show that helps you get to know music festivals, festival venues, and campgrounds before you go. I'm your host, Neighbor Nate, and I'm glad you're in the neighborhood. Welcome back, neighbors, to episode number 63 of the Music Festivals Podcast. This is the show that helps you get to know music festivals, festival venues, and campgrounds before you go. As always, I am your host, Neighbor Nate, and today we are getting a preview of one of my very favorite festivals that happens down in Brooksville, Florida at the Florida Sand Music Ranch. And this is one of the first festivals that takes place in the 2026 season. Joining me today are the two guys who make this quiet and beautiful nonprofit campground into a kaleidoscope of sound and lights and late night magic and music, and it's wonderful. These guys are no strangers to the podcast, so I'm welcoming my friends Shane LaVigne and Dylan Conway to the show. Welcome back, gentlemen. It's good to have you.
Thanks for having us.
What's up?
Yeah, I'm excited about Whippersnap this year. Last year was the first year that it moved from Indiana, but it's happening February 18th through the 21st next year. And again, that's at Florida Sand Music Ranch. And this is a venue of about, 2,500 people, you think?
Yeah, it's a 2,500 person cap. I mean, just a quick back up, though. We did actually host it in 2024 and then 2025. So we're actually coming into our third year at this park.
Because previously it was Indiana, correct?
Illinois.
Okay.
Did it 3 years in a row in Illinois, but that was early, 2011, 2012, 2013. So last change.
So you guys took that long hiatus and then came back. What was the biggest challenge of restarting, other than changing locations? Is it the same format, or what was your biggest challenges and hurdles you had to overcome?
I think the biggest challenges right off the bat was like throwing an event. I mean, for starters, again, the last time that I personally had even thought about working on a music festival was 2013.
Yeah.
So then you're coming a full 11 years later, and then this is also a post-COVID world, and like just trying to get a gauge on costs of like what should we budget for stuff was like I had no idea what I like. It was just wild trying to set a budget because we are like, I don't know what shit costs right now. I
Yeah.
don't know, you
Yeah.
know. So it was like just kind of like first year, like 2024, like putting together a budget was like just kind of hoping we got shit right, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, obviously at this point, you know, we're kind of in it and we're getting a better feel for stuff. So, you know,
Yeah. Well, and it's a great venue for the show. Now, so Shane, you're primarily, this is your gig. You're the promoter. You're also another business owner. And Dylan, what role do you play in Whippersnap?
It's a great question. I guess like on site management's the best way to put it. I mean, Shane and we talk probably like 10 to 15 hours a week on the phone going over everything.
Right.
It's, I guess, general counsel and site management is the best way to put it.
Okay.
I don't know, Shane, would you agree with that?
yeah, I mean, obviously, like, you know, I mean, when it, like, there's a ton of like stuff that has to get all this paperwork BS that's got to get done and all those, you know, files and organized. I take care of all that crap. But like, once we get on site, you know, it's kind of like, I mean, yeah, I'm there, but I mean, it's like Dylan's kind of the guy that you're looking to. Like, if you have an issue, like it starts with him, you know,
Yeah.
or at least it's coming to him before it's ever getting to me, you know.
Yeah.
So the whole premise of this, like, is that like for me, I guess once I'm on site, the ideal scenario is that I kind of get to play like just the mayor. I get to, you know, hey, is everyone having a good time? Everyone happy? And then I have people like Dylan, who Dylan has an entire team that's working with him alongside him that he's managing to make sure that everything that we've put in place is going off like we planned it, you know, or at
Yep.
least as best as we can.
Yeah, the best we can, that part.
Yeah, at that point, you know, there is like a certain sense of agility once the festival starts. Like, there's going to be things that come up that you have to deal with. Florida Sand, let's talk about Florida Sand for a minute. So I've been there now 3 times. It's a great venue in Florida, and I always hear people compare it to a smaller version of Swanee Music Park. So Dylan, is that accurate from your perspective, or is it not, and why so?
I mean, honestly, it's hard to compare anything to Swanee. You know, as my first festival ever was the Last Bear Creek, and it was an absolutely amazing experience. It definitely does have the feeling of camaraderie and family and kind of the culture built into it, but on a much smaller scale. So I'd say it's kind of a fair comparison, but again, it's really hard to compare Swanee to anything. So it's kind of a difficult, it's a coin toss if you could say it is or not. But yeah, I mean, it's definitely, I do like the fact it's more walkable. It's, you know, as you get older, walking around from stage to stage gets more difficult, obviously. And so does missing bands that are up against each other and stuff like that. So I do like the fact that we can keep everything smaller, make everything more manageable. But as far as the park vibe goes, yeah, it is kind of similar. I mean, some of the stuff we did last year with like the laser mapping over out on the lake kind of made it feel a little bit like Spirit Lake out there.
Yeah. So let's talk about that for a second, because normally Florida Sand, I've only ever been there when there was a water feature at Florida Sand Music Ranch, right? Apparently that's not always the case. So how is the impromptu lake looking this year? Because I know that previously you guys used a lot of that for camping.
Yeah. Currently, where you saw that water last year in that field, 85% of that is a usable field at the moment.
Okay,
and
cool.
continuing to recede. Now it's September, dude. We still got a couple months to go, and it is Florida. So like we're just gonna kind of, we don't know. We're gonna hope that, you know, we have no issues over there. Obviously last year we did have issues, and we just had to do what we, you know, we had to adjust and compensate. And if we need to pivot for any reason, then we'll do that. But if not, yeah, it'll certainly be nice to have the bulk of that field usable.
Yeah. We'll hope that the weather cooperates over the
Yeah.
next couple months. Because that, I mean, really, like to know that you have a venue that's a variable, right? Like that it might be this big or it might not. You can't really put people
Yeah.
on tents and rafts, right? Like, although there could be like a boathouse type festival thing that happens eventually. I don't know. But yeah, so like you guys kill it on the lineup. Let's talk a little bit about, I see Spafford's on the list, Carl Denson, Thumposaurus are big draws. Who else are you super excited about this year that's coming down to play?
I mean, honestly, dude, I love this lineup. Like, I mean, it's a really solid mix of Florida bands that are killing it right now, Florida bands that have like big nostalgia pulls. We're bringing out some acts like again like Jocelyn and the Sweet Compression. I mean, they're gonna kill it. They're freaking fantastic. Flow Tribe, same deal. Like, and these are like, these are treats to have on the bill. This isn't airing until after October, correct?
Yeah, this is coming
Yeah,
out in,
right.
in
So
October. So
so then we have, I mean, I'm excited because we have Disco playing and they're killing it right now. That band's popping off. Really looking forward to having them out. We're having the Heavy Pets back, which
right.
is a nice add. We added the three bands that we're announcing in October are the Heavy Pets, Disco, and a Tampa band called Whale Feral. So yeah, I mean the lineup itself is just really solid. I mean, and having Kanika back is fantastic. I love her. I love that we for the last 2 years we've had Eddie Rob. We've had the new Master Sounds at the festival.
Yeah. Yeah.
I like that we're able to bring Eddie back.
Yeah. Which is a very special treat because they're, as far as I can understand, they're done with touring in the US for now, correct? Like Master Sounds are kind of
Yeah.
wrapping things up in the US and going back to the UK for a while.
Yeah, I mean Eddie's the only one who actually lives in the States. But yeah, I mean, the Lucky Strokes are they're a St. Petersburg based band, and they're phenomenal musicians, and that's why Eddie plays with them. But I
Yeah.
mean, they're gonna crush Wednesday night, dude. Like that band is no joke. Yeah. So again, the whole lineup, I know I'm pretty much excited about all of it because I think from start to finish, it's kind of a heater.
Yeah.
Like I don't really think there's slouch acts on the bill. So yeah, I think and like Dylan already hit on is with the no overlapping sets. It's just like you just get quality music nonstop all day long. And then I'm gonna stop rambling, but one another band I'm super excited about is a new project that I put together for the festival. And it's like kind of a super group of Bay Area musicians. We have members of Ajava, members of my band
Okay.
Minim, members of Sousa, members of Antelope and Tropical Boulevard. Kat Hines is on lead vocals, full horn section. It's gonna be fun, and we're going
Yeah.
to we're gonna we're doing one show in January, but prior to Whippersnap. But other than that, it'll be kind of it'll be our festival debut.
That's
Yeah.
cool. That's very cool. Like, and people will get to see like that new piece come together. That's going to be awesome. So yeah, people, you guys do a lot more than just music. There's all kinds of activities, and this is common with festivals, but a lot of it is include kids activities, health and wellness type stuff. Why do you feel like the additional activities are important to not just bringing people in, but the whole festival experience?
It's the culture. You got to build the culture. I mean,
Yeah.
we're a family event at the end of the day. There's kids running around left and right. There's people of all ages. We want people to feel included, no matter their age group or no matter who they're bringing with them. And
Okay.
that's all it comes down to, honestly. And there are times at festivals where you look around during the day and it's like 10, 11 o'clock. Like, oh, there's nothing to do. I guess I'm just going to sit at camp. We wanted to give people stuff to do. That's a big thing of us is immersion. That's why we do the art installations. That's why we do the kids stuff. That's why we do everything. Is we want people to walk around and have fun.
And then also, as a parent bringing a kid to an event like this, having activities scheduled for them, the kids are gonna just they're gonna have more fun. The kids are gonna be more excited about coming each year, which is great for the parents because otherwise, like they're not the parent just dragging their kid to an event that has nothing for them, right?
Yeah. Well, and this is not a festival that typically is going to break your bank if you want to bring the family, right? So you guys are, I believe, on tier 2 right now, or still tier 1?
Tier 2.
Tier 2. Okay. So talk a little bit about general admission versus VIP. I see that there's a Wednesday pre-party. So, what can families expect if they want to bring the kids, if they want to bring the teens and make it like kind of family weekend?
Kids 12 and under are free,
Nice.
just across the board. Kids 13 to 17 cost $100 for the entire weekend, Wednesday through Saturday, Sunday morning.
Yeah.
And then for adults, where we're currently sitting, the 3-day admission would be Thursday through Saturday. That's at $175. We have a Wednesday pre-party that's got 2 sets of music from the Lucky Strokes with the full production on the Whippersnap stage for $50. That includes camping.
Yeah.
There's camping options. So last year, one thing we learned is that our festival is growing quickly, and we learned that if we want to make sure we have space for people to camp in the woods, we have to limit the cars.
Yeah.
So, I mean, as nice as it would be to just like continue on saying anyone who wants to camp can bring their car up next to them in the woods, we can't, because we need to make sure we have space for people. So we do have passes. They're already almost sold out, but we have passes that allow people to bring your car up, and we're going to be super friendly about that too. Like if you don't have a pass that allows your car to camp with you in the woods, you can still drive your stuff up, unload, and then come back down and park. We're not going to tell you to hike it in by hand. We don't, we're just,
Yeah.
it's about limiting, it's about making sure there's more space for people to camp. Primitive RV, again, it's going to be mostly out in the field, along that line there, in between both stages, which is a great location, but that's $55.
Yeah.
And then we have the full hookup, electric water hookup RV sites. They're $250, and that covers you for the weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
That's
what's
pretty much the
amazing.
pricing.
It's a difference in Florida when you go to Florida festivals, because like at least in the Midwest, right, you're getting like your 80% tents, 20% RV. Most of the RVs boondock, depending on if it's at a fairground or just a general like field or whatever. You go to Florida Sand and it almost seems like it's reversed. It's like 80% RV and then there's like tents in between. What's the total RV capacity for plug-in sites, and then what else are you guys doing? I think you do some other special stuff with RVs.
Well, okay, so we have, there's more than 200 sites that we can like sell, rent out to people. Last year we actually we've sold out the RV sites, more than a month before the festival started, and I'd say we're well on track to do that again. As far as it goes, we do like a VIP RV option, is I think what you were talking about.
Yeah.
Which is where we supply the RV. We supply someone who's going to drive back and forth to the store for you once a day to pick up whatever items. We stack it with like some cool goodie bags and some neat little stuff. You get some merch and different things, but and then you get well taken care of when you do that package. We have, you have a dedicated person from the festival who's on top of making sure that you are happy. But
that's
then
my wife. She better do it right.
Right.
Yeah. But then we may or may not implement an idea that we had. We have clearance to do it from the park, but basically, if we're depending on how many RV VIPs we sell, we very well may add our own extra RV section at the park, which I've already kind of discussed logistics and cleared with the park. So that would add an additional 10 sites for us. But again, we're doing that. We're just kind of playing that one by ear.
Okay. I mean, I wanted you to talk about that because as I go around to these festivals, like the VIP package seems to be the enigma. It's very much based on the venue and like what you're able to do. You guys do it really creatively, right? Like this idea, especially when you consider that for the jam band type of scene, the type of music that's there, it's an aging audience, right? Like the deadheads are getting old. And so they want more comfort and they want more convenience. And you guys seem to be like really paying attention to that. Do the VIPs sell out pretty easily? Like, is it a race to get there?
I mean, we selling out. I mean, I guess we could just keep adding them, like basically like this point. Okay. We're at the point now where we've already sold as many VIPs as we did all of last year. So
Wow.
they're going well,
That's awesome.
The people who did the VIP RV package have, they're they're all, if they haven't purchased yet, I know they're gonna. And we've already seen purchases come in from the people who did it last year, so everyone was really happy with it that did it. Yeah, so I mean, it's going well, but yeah, I mean, dude, yeah, you're 100% correct. It's like our age group. I mean, when we put together, we sat and went over like uh target audience for like advertising, and we didn't even did we even click on, was it,
No.
did it start at 30, or I think we
I
started
think
at
it started at
28.
30. I think it started
But,
at 35,
but
honestly. You know, like,
Yeah.
I mean, it's not a young festival, dude,
Yeah. Yeah, but it's interesting too. Like in festivals that would be like in that genre, I'm seeing now grandparents bring grandkids, right?
Yeah.
So like this whole like introduction of the music and the culture and everything that goes along with the festival to the younger generation. You know, maybe it's not their children anymore. So my hope is that kind of really kind of fuels the next audience, right? Like these kids come back, they have a great time, and college, high school, college, and up, they find a place that they can go. So hopefully you guys are going to see that as well.
Yeah, I mean, dude, we definitely welcome, like, we welcome anybody who wants to come and be respectful and have a good time.
Yeah.
I mean, as far as the age goes, it just seems like, it's honestly, it just seems like if you're in your 20s nowadays, odds are, and you're going to festivals like this, you're going to ones that have like DJs and it's
Yeah.
EDM, and that's not really what we're doing out there. I mean, we're focusing on funk and jam bands, and we do have some grass bands and stuff like that. But I mean, obviously, you've been there. I mean,
Yeah.
how many festivals you go to where you see that many horns playing?
Right.
Yeah.
Right. It's very unique, and it does, like, especially with Master Sounds last year, and I forget who the other funk band was. It's skipping my name now.
Polyrhythmics.
Polyrhythmics, yeah.
Yeah.
That was a dance party through and through. Like people were just up and jamming and having a great time. The other thing that you guys do that I think is really unique to Florida festivals is the difference in the lighting companies and what they're able to do. So I was talking to a few of them last year, and a lot of it has to do with the humidity, right? And the mist that comes off the lake and what they're able to do. And I remember walking over to see a Java, I think it was, and seeing a giant floating Aztec head over the lake, like rotating in the trees. And I had to do a double, like I was taking a picture, I had to do a double take because I wasn't sure I was actually seeing it. And then it was like, holy God, how are they doing that? Talk a little bit about, like, you guys put a lot of focus and attention to the lighting experience. Why do you do it? And what are the resources you're tapping locally that are just making that magic happen?
I mean, I don't know. For me personally, like Whippersnap, dating back to the beginning, it's always been about uh it's always been about production. It's always been about putting together a level of production where, like, you're going to come to this event and you're going to be like, I can't believe what I just saw at an event that holds 2,500 people. Like, lighting is it's massive. And like, we've had the pleasure of working with some of the best in the business. I mean, like right now, Herm is, coming back for his third year in a row with us in Florida. He's the LD for the Disco Biscuits. The dude is a beast, and love working with him, and his Shane that he brings out to run the other stage. I mean, we have just, those dudes are, they're as good as it gets, man. And then
Shane is the man. Shane is the man.
and then locally, we've just had such fortune to work with. I mean, we work at, dude, Laser Fox, Cody and Lucinda are freaking. They're, on top of the fact that they do a great job, they're just genuinely incredible people. And then Corey from Dreamloom, that's what you were just talking about with the laser projection mapping stuff. That's wild.
It
And I
really is
mean,
crazy.
so
Yeah.
glad that we got him on board and that we get to work with him. And like Dylan and I were talking, kind of getting ready for this conversation. It's like, it's like last year, I feel like we did much better than 2024, like really working with artists. We had more art installations. We had like one of the thing that I loved, and it was funny because it kind of fell into our lap the last minute, was this dude who does the typewriter poet.
Oh
Did you
yeah,
see
he was
him?
cool as hell.
It
Yeah,
wasn't it? It was
yeah, he
awesome,
was. We sat and talked with him for a little bit. He was a
Yeah.
really neat dude.
Yeah, so like that's the type of stuff we want to tap into. We want to, like, it's not just a music fest, it is a music and arts festival. So, we want to try and tap in and make it as much of an experience as possible. And obviously, like, visuals are huge. This year, like, you can pretty much expect some sort of production upgrade from us every year.
Nice.
Like, I mean, that's going to be a focus of ours. And we're just going to keep trying to expand and growing into this park production wise. I don't really see us like getting crazy and like, okay, all of a sudden, holy crap, can you believe how much they pivoted and went crazy booking bands? I don't see that happening from us. I think we're just going to focus on building a quality event and like keeping the bands on the level that they're at, which I'm pretty impressed with. But like production, I just every year I want to see that just continue to go up and up and up.
That's
Yeah,
interesting.
and I do want to give a quick shout out to Jeremy with Planet Zooton too.
Oh hell yeah!
I mean, the inflatables out there.
Yeah, the big mushrooms and stuff. Yeah,
they
the
do an
team.
amazing job, and I'm so happy that we brought them on board because they absolutely changed the whole feel of the park, and I think they're going to do it up this year pretty well too. It's going to be special.
I'm
glad it's going to be pretty special.
Yeah.
Yeah, they really turned the woods into something else, man. Like walking through there was just like it just you felt like you were in a different planet, right?
You really did. And and the entire forest, like the whole thing, there was light everywhere you turned, whether it was uplighting or inflatables or lasers or whatever bouncing off the trees. So it was never boring to walk around. Like you could just walk around in this magical environment and kind of enjoy the pretty pictures. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
So Dylan, you're the site logistics guy. If we're thinking about coming to Whippersnap, what can people expect day of entry, getting in, logistics? You guys talked about driving. If you're not paying for RV or something, you can drive your stuff to your car. What else?
Get in on Wednesday.
Okay.
Get in.
Yeah.
Wednesday is a little chaotic with vendors and stuff like that. And we try to get some vendors in on Tuesday too, but opening gate day is always opening gate day, no matter what festival it is on Thursday. So also that's why we put Eddie and the Lucky Strokes on Wednesday. It's a nice invitation to bring people in early and kind of keep everything running smoothly. You don't want your gate to be 8 miles long and people be sitting out there honking their horns and getting a little upset. So honestly, I mean, we have ample volunteers up there. Everybody's got scanners. Everybody's walking up and down, getting everybody checked in, getting everybody pushed through. So you shouldn't wait that long. It's not Swanee, so it's not, the line's not going to be out to the highway. But
well, it's easy to get to. You're not far off the highway. It's a quick jog on a backcountry road, and then a left turn depending on which way you come in, and down a hill, and you're there.
Yeah.
And so I'm excited for this one, right? Like I think you guys are going to grow this festival, so I'm excited to get back down there and check it out. Let us know, any updates that come out after the show. I'll make sure to share them and whatnot. But if you're listening to this or watching it, Florida Sand is definitely a venue to come out, and Whippersnap is one of the many festivals there that does such an excellent job. So thanks for you guys leading the charge on that, and it's a lot of work. So well done.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, cool. Well, thanks for joining the show, and we'll be in touch with you guys soon.
Awesome. Thanks.
Cheers.
Thanks for having us, man. We appreciate it.
Yep. All right. So one question that I forgot to ask, and we totally have to ask this, this is growing. We've talked about, the future of Whippersnap a little bit. If you could book a dream act, like if if you could have anybody in the world to play, who is it?
Well, anybody in the world we can't,
Yeah.
but I mean, like in a realistic realm, like, I mean, I think for us, it's going to kind of be like, I know bands we've discussed is kind of like, either bringing Lettuce out would be a really good look, or Trombone Shorty is one of my personal all-time favorites. And then a band that we want at this festival, and hopefully we figure out a way to make that happen, is this Canadian band called 5 Alarm Funk. We tried to bring them out this year. I thought we were gonna make it happen, and it just didn't. But dude, these dudes they're like the Lettuce of Canada. And I mean, they're 25 years in, and if just like Thumpasaurus is going to blow people's minds this year, like we bring those dudes out here, I'm going to just be listening to people talk about that band for freaking months,
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I mean, I would say if I had to pick, it'd be either Trombone Shorty or Lettuce.
Yeah. Dylan, what about you?
My answer is way easier. I want 21 sets of Sun Squappy. That's it.
Okay. Nice. The whole thing, marathon performance.
Yeah.
Right. Well, that's cool. Hats off to you guys for doing what you do, and thanks for putting this on, because it's a great festival that people need to check out. So I'm looking forward to it, and I'll see you guys down at the Florida Sand Ranch.
Thanks, brother.
All right, cheers. that's it for this week's episode. I'm actually recording the close as I'm driving out of Tennessee from Blake's farm at about 6 a.m. this morning. Got up at 5. You'll hear from Blake next week. I really, am very impressed with Harvest Hosts and the experience I've had so far, and with meeting Blake. What a nice guy. What cool stories. Like, a lot of history, a lot of reason he's there. I think his farm is potentially a place to have a great festival someday. He wants to keep it small, and I respect that. But what beautiful land. So yeah, make sure to head on over to the website. You guys know the drill. You know the close. I'm doing this from memory. Subscribe to the email list. We're going to start getting that email list active again as I get through all this crap. And then make sure that if you are listening to the audio podcast right now, thank you very much. But head on over to YouTube. That's where the videos are going to be, and a lot of those are coming up. What I haven't told you guys is I have hours and hours and hours of videos from all the different festivals that I've been to that I haven't even touched yet. I haven't barely processed anything from Lazy Jam or Watermelon Pickers, or I've even got some stuff left from Picking on Picking. So a lot of that's going to be coming over the winter. Stay tuned for that. If you're on the YouTube and you're watching this, punch that subscribe button. That's how you're going to get the updates. And make sure to tune in all weekend next weekend, starting on Thursday through Saturday. We are going to be live streaming from the Sunshine Hootenanny Music and Arts Festival. That's happening in Brooksville, Florida at the Florida Sand Music Ranch. I'm going to be there with my brother, with a partner named Christina Fenton. Both of these folks are partnering in music festival streams and music festival podcasts going forward. And then we're also going to meet Susie, who is Nick's girlfriend, who's also coming to help out. So first time, gonna have a lot of like dedicated help at one of these festivals. We're also gonna be interviewing Daniel Donato and some of his folks, as well as a lot of the other bands. That's something we're setting up this week. And it's really, what I've been telling people that kind of makes sense to them is we're going for ESPN game day, but for music festivals, right? So think of your performances as your football games, and then everything in between. The commentary is gonna be with different bands and attendees and vendors and all kinds of great vendors at this one too. I'm looking forward to talking to the folks at Crescent Canna. They're doing some cannabis beverages. So make sure to tune in next weekend. It is a free stream. We're not charging you anything during the 2025 season for these streams, but I'm really looking forward to that. Get to see Turner and Jillian and the rest of their team for the Sunshine Hootenanny Music and Arts Festival, and that's next weekend. Music Festival Productions is a production of NR Media Group. That's my company. But that's all we have for this week, neighbors. I hope to see you at a festival very soon. Maybe they'll be down in Florida at Florida Sand Music Ranch. Come say hi. I've got chips for you.